In this life, there are two types of people, the powerful and the powerless. Those of us who are powerful do not seek power because they are already filled with it. And those of us who are powerless seek power because they are less of it. They lack power. Because the powerful do not seek power, they do not look at the world through the lens of power. They have graduated, so are now able to look at the world through the lens of other things, be it beauty, meaning, purpose, service, charity, love. But because the powerless seek power and are insecure about the power they do not have, they only look at the world through the lens of power, the powerfulness of others and the powerlessness of others. So they look at the world through the lens of superiority and inferiority, and they are obsessed with where they fit in that world. This is the sole mechanism behind all of their actions, reactions, behaviors, and perspectives. They have not graduated. This is why the weak are always very judgmental. This is why the weak are always obsessed with power and control. This is why the weak either dominate others or submit to others. And this is why the weak cannot love you. They can only manipulate you. They are only able to enroll you onto their control or abuse mechanisms or be enrolled onto the control or abuse mechanisms of others. They have not graduated. They are operating at a low level, low vibration, and low frequency with themselves, with others, and the world. So as a man who is operating at a high level, high vibration, and high frequency, it is absolutely crucial that you understand the language of the weak and the powerless. Because this is the language of the men who are not masculine, all men who are not masculine, and this is the language of the woman, all women, unless they're neurodivergent or something like that. And if you want a woman to love you, she must first graduate. But she can only graduate after submitting to your superiority.
Ever since that girl made that video saying, think about the way you treat men you don't like and then compare it to how he treats you, I have not been able to unhear that ever since. I have not been able to unhear that shit because you know what? You are absolutely right. Let me really think about how I treat men that I don't give a fuck about, that I could care less if they live or die, that I don't really like, that I'm not interested in, that I don't take serious. You're right. I don't text them back. And when I do text them back, it's like 5-6 hours later or the next day. It's whenever I feel like it. I don't pick up the phone when they call. The only time I might pick up is if I'm fucking bored or if I want to, just run my mouth, which is rare because I have people I actually could talk to that I like. I only see them when it's convenient for me, there's something I want, or not at all.
In my recent videos, I told you guys that the woman's language is power. It is not emotion. You guys only think that the woman's language is emotion because the woman is so emotional. But what you don't understand is that power is always felt emotionally. So the language of the emotional is always power. She communicates to you through the language of powerfulness or powerlessness. And she understands the world through the lens of powerfulness or powerlessness. She looks at and evaluates everything that happens, even if it has nothing to do with her, by how it makes her feel. I'll say that again. She looks at and evaluates everything that happens, even if it has nothing to do with her, by how it makes her feel. This is why women are awful at giving advice, because her advice will always be a projection of how it makes her feel. And she is unable to put her thoughts, feelings, motivations, and fears to the side in order to understand something objectively. She can only see something through her own filters, motivations, and fears. This is why it's so crucial that women do not tell other women about their husband or their man. Because by even telling another woman about your partner, she will understand everything that is happening through her own emotions, how it makes her feel, right? So this is something I always advise women. Do not tell your female friends about how large your man's willy is, about the pleasures, comforts, and security your man provides to you, because she's understanding that through how it makes her feel. She will either only be envious and jealous of you, or she will genuinely be vicariously experiencing what you're experiencing through the stories you tell her. And this is why it's so easy to sleep with a woman's friend, sleep with a woman's sister, even mother, because you have been seducing these people and arousing them, literally been feeling the same large rod you keep talking to them about through your stories. The woman evaluates everything that happens through how it makes her feel. And the result of this evaluation is always a feeling of powerfulness or powerlessness. This is why it's so easy to gas a woman up and make her feel good, aka powerful, and why it's so easy to make a woman feel bad or weak or inadequate, aka powerless. This mechanism I just described to you is the simple way the woman understands her environment, other people, herself, the world, and you. Do you make her feel powerful or powerless, superior or inferior, higher rank or lower rank? There is no in between, middle, or balance, because the woman does not see others as equals. She sees others as superior or inferior. I'll go even further. The only reason why women strive for equality is due to the resentment they have for those she sees as superior to her. Friedrich Nietzsche argued that the cry for equality is often driven by envy rather than a genuine pursuit of justice. People who cannot achieve greatness seek to dismantle it, pulling the exceptional down to their own level to alleviate their own sense of inferiority. And to my black brothers out there, I love with all of my heart, who also cry for similar things, heed these words. But that's for another video. And I'm so happy with the progress my black brothers have made, as I barely see us echo the same rhetorics these days. Our journey is our journey. We do not watch the journey and the rewards of another man. Excellence is out there for all of us to achieve. And the overcoming of injustices and inequalities is what makes the man, is what breeds all of the main characters we love, look up towards, and are inspired by. We do not resent the trials and tribulations the world has given to us. We see these things as a blessing, as something that once we overcome these things, we will be renewed with greater strength, greater character, greater masculinity, and a greater ability to enjoy life. And even if we don't overcome all of these things, we have an inner flame. We generate our own sense of self-worth, our own self-esteem, our own identity. We provide ourselves with the validation, approval, acceptance, and understanding we are looking for. We do not externalize these things. But that's another topic, and I don't like talking about racial stuff because it's boring. But anyway, I want to discuss the concept of convenience and how this is felt to the woman. So let's watch this video again.
Right, let me really think about how I treat men that I don't give a fuck about, that I could care less if they live or die, that I don't really like, that I'm not interested in, that I don't take serious. You're right. I don't text them back. And when I do text them back, it's like 5 or 6 hours later or the next day. It's whenever I feel like it. I don't pick up the phone when they call. The only time I might pick up is if I'm fucking bored or if I want to, just run my mouth, which is rare because I have people I actually could talk to that I like. I only see them when it's convenient for me, there's something I want, or not at all.
So, in order to feel good, in order to have vitality and a sense of grandiosity in this life, you can either feel confident in yourself or superior to others. And because a woman isn't regulated enough to generate true confidence, internal confidence that comes from within, this is generated through slaying dragons and having the reference point and experience points of slaying dragons and taking steps towards difficult things, overcoming pain and suffering. all of the masculine pursuits and disciplines that generate a true sense of confidence, because women do not generate that for themselves, they in turn have to rely on the feeling of feeling superior to others. But as I said in my last video, this acts as a double-edged sword, because the metrics and the judgments and the categories you use to confirm your superiority over others, this will always turn inwards at certain points, because you're going to come face to face with individuals who confirm your lower rank. You're going to come face to face with people depending on your own metrics, your own judgments and specifications. You're going to come face to face with people all of the time that are categorically better than you. And when you do, you will submit to that person, because you really have to believe within yourself that you are superior to others. And that's why you have the metrics and the judgment systems you do. You're so used to condemning others. You're so used to categorizing people and ranking yourself to where you fit with other people. You're so used to doing it. And so when you do come face to face with an individual by your own metrics and your own ranking systems are categorically better than you will have no choice but to submit to that person. You will see that person as powerful, and in comparison, it will expose your own powerlessness. This goes for women and it goes for weak men. The weak, the emotional, are obsessed with power and control. They're obsessed with domination or submission. That's how they interact with the world, through either dominating something or submitting something, by either controlling something or feeling like they're being controlled by something, by enrolling other people to their abuse and control mechanisms, or being enrolled or feeling like they're being enrolled onto the abuse and control mechanisms of other people. This is why you can't love everybody, fellas, right? You can't love everybody. You could love somebody and they're going to feel like you're controlling and abusing them, because this is how they see the world. This is how they interact with the world, right? And so convenience is quite a specific thing. This is something that I've always tried to communicate to individuals. Convenience is power. You could argue that money buys you convenience. The true thing that money buys you is actually simply convenience. How the woman sees the nobility and the weak, the laborers, is through convenience. She understands that the powerful, the elite, the nobility, they live a life of leisure and convenience. I mean, they literally have people working for them. Right? And then she sees the weak and the laborers as people who do not live a life of convenience. Their life is long. They've got to do all of the difficult things, the pain and the suffering. If the nobility are able to ride a horse to get from A to B, then the weak and the laborers have to walk, have to crawl to get to A to B. The weak and the laborers carry the nobility to get from A to B. So convenience is very, very bloody important, fellas. And one thing that I learned through all of my time being a player, even today, all of my interactions, my relationships with women, is how much the woman really submits to your perception of convenience. Is she a priority to you, or do you see her as something that is convenient? Fellas, really deep what I'm saying. Think about how obsessed women are and how powerless she feels when she thinks that you're only dealing with her from a place of convenience. I've never in my entire life dealt with a woman who wasn't incredibly insecure with the fact that I only deal with her from a place of convenience. She knows that I only see her and I only deal with her because she's got pussy for me, because she's got food in her fridge for me, because she's got pleasure, comfort, and security for me. Every single woman I've ever dealt with has the same insecurity towards me. I keep telling you guys, when you get very successful with women, all women act exactly the same towards you. Women become a monolith to you. This is how I identify men who are very successful with women, juxtaposed with men who are really unsuccessful with women. The men who are very successful with women see all women as the same, because all women act exactly the same towards him. And the men who are very unsuccessful with women see women as so unique and so different, with different personalities and different flavors and different everything like that, because he doesn't have true influence and command over the woman. He's unable to put these women in these subservient positions, because at the end of the day, how human beings act when they're in a submissive state towards you is incredibly similar. How men act towards you who are in submissive states towards you is incredibly similar, and how women act towards you when they are in a submissive state towards you is incredibly similar. Right? And something that I've experienced since I was about the age of 16 is the insecurity and the powerlessness that women feel when they're dealing with me, because they understand that I'm only dealing with them from a place of convenience. As a man, I've always put myself first. I've always been focused on something greater than the woman, and I've always had rotations. So just because of this, by default, I've always only been able to have time and to deal with women from a place of convenience, right? So for example, if I was dealing with a woman and I come to find out that this woman lived anything longer than 30 minutes away from me, I would not deal with the woman, because I could not be bothered to go out of my way too much to deal with a woman. I would only deal with that woman if she could be bothered to go out of her way to deal with me. Again, this is something that comes from a place of power, right? Because I've always had choice and options. I'm able to think in these types of ways. My psychology and my perspective is slightly different. If I've got access to a whole bunch of women who are just as attractive or more attractive than that woman I speak of, why would I go out of my way to see her when it's more convenient for me to deal with women in my radius? When I'm dealing with a woman can quickly tell and identify that Andre won't come back round there if there's no food and the things that he's looking for. This is why I always tell you guys about the Beauty and the Beast archetype is so important, right? Because the woman reacts very positively to men she can see is only dealing with her from a place of convenience. This is what motivates the woman and gives the woman the incentive to give a man the things he wants, because she genuinely believes and understands that the cat won't come back round here if there isn't any milk. The beast won't come back round here if there isn't any cheeks for him, smiles for him, a pleasant voice for him, a soft pillow for him, food for him. So the woman submits to the power she feels based on convenience. This is the reason why women react so poorly to men who go out of their way for women, men who have a high level of interest, high investment, a high desire, because it makes the woman feel like she's in a superior position and you are in the inferior position. This does not get her juices flowing. When she finds herself dealing with you from a place of convenience, so when it's convenient to see you, when she's bored, when she's got no one else to see, when she wants to be entertained, she can't be attracted to you because the mechanisms of sexual attraction isn't there. The woman only feels sexual attraction in the face of a man she feels inferior to. This is hypergamy, fellas. I told you the woman does not love. She is aroused. She's fixated. She leans into her emotions, whatever arouses her the most. So the feelings of being inferior, powerless, fawning and freezing, the desire to submit, the desire to lay down on her back for the superior man, these are the things that arouse her. These are the things that trigger her emotions the most. So when she's dealing with you from a place of convenience and you're not dealing with her from a place of convenience, she isn't attracted to you. And I said in my previous videos, the woman is a disqualifier. She's designed by the Lord to reject, embarrass, humiliate, and abandon men. She's designed by the Lord to destroy weak men. This is her design. She's a disqualifier. This is how nature and God ensures excellence within the man. Because in order to have success with the woman must feel your superiority. And convenience is one of the most obvious ways for you guys to understand this. This is the reason why the woman respects a man more than anything if the man is dealing with her from a place of convenience. Because when she finds herself in a state of serving the man willingly, going out of her way for the man who is not going out of her way for her, this is how she identifies and confirms his higher rank, his superiority, his authority. So in this video, right, it seems so straightforward. Look at what she's explaining. She's explaining something very basic, but to her it's very profound because she does not evaluate and look at the world in the ways that you evaluate and look at the world. She's only feeling things. She only understands by how things make her feel. This is why the woman is blind. And it takes a woman 30, 40 years to come up with a very basic understanding about the world, of herself and of men. Because she's so led by her own arousal. She's so led by her own judgment. She looks at the world from a place of inferiority and superiority. She only understands her feelings towards a man based on whether she feels superior to the man or inferior to the man. This is the reason why women will try to get you to take them out on dates, buy him flowers, do all of these things that inconvenience you, because it makes her feel superior, it makes her feel in control, it makes her feel like she's of higher rank than you. But the woman doesn't understand is that she's not able to simultaneously hold sexual attraction, respect, or admiration for that man. This is a loop and a cycle. This is where the woman is stuck. Because what the woman wants is a conflicting belief. She wants two things at the same time that directly oppose each other. There's nothing she can do about this. And this is why I say, fellas, if you want to teach a woman to love you, to graduate out of this, she must at first feel your superiority. The woman can only enroll you onto her control or abuse mechanisms, or she could be enrolled onto your control and abuse mechanisms, fellas. And this is the reason why when a woman is falling in love with you, she's so certain you're manipulating her, you're controlling her, and you're abusing her. She can only see the world through these lenses. You may not even have any intentions to to manipulate her or take advantage of her, but she really believes that you're simply taking advantage of her. Fellas, if you guys are players, you will hear this all of the time. You will hear this all of the time. Nearly every single woman I've ever dealt with, at the end, when things don't go her way, she believes I took advantage of her. No, I didn't. I gave you a good time. I gave you all of the things that you want. You fell in love with me on your own accord. I was looking after you, making you laugh, giving you pleasure, giving you rod, giving you kisses, giving you intimacy. But because it didn't go the way you wanted it to go, you now are so convinced that I enrolled you onto my control and abuse mechanisms. I don't have any control or abuse mechanisms. I only know how to give people a good time and make them feel good. You decided to open your legs for me. I never even asked you to break up with your boyfriend. You decided to break up with your boyfriend on your own accord. Every time you brought up your boyfriend, I didn't even talk about it. I never asked you to do that. I never asked you or told you to stop speaking to other men. You decided to do that. A matter of fact, every time you was talking about monogamy and taking things seriously, I was encouraging you to be free, take your time, be patient. Right? And this is the reason why you guys believe looks, money, and status is everything. You don't understand that these things are simply forms of power. It's what you do with this power, what you decide to do with this power, which is actually everything. You guys don't understand the mechanisms behind these things. You don't understand how the woman submits to these powers. You can have the looks, money, and status in the world, but if you don't actually understand the mechanisms behind how the woman submits, you won't be able to do anything with it. Have a look around you, have a look at celebrities, have a look at all these individuals that have the looks, money, status, and power, and look how they don't have the outcomes. You convince yourself that if you simply had these things, you would have these outcomes. It's a fallacy, it's a lie, it's something for you to work towards, it's a distraction. Because if you had the looks, money, status, and power, but the woman doesn't bend to your convenience, you bend to the woman's convenience, she won't like you, she will exploit you. She will cheat on you with a man who doesn't have the looks, money, power, and status that you have. She'll cheat on you with someone you consider to be a bum, right? But if this bum operates with her from a place of convenience, she will feel his power more than yours, right? So fellas, you must understand this. Now you might be thinking to yourself, yeah, but how can I create this dynamic? Every time I've tried to create this dynamic, it doesn't work. And this is because you guys do everything wrong. You cold approach women, you do pickup artistry, you use dating apps. You start the dynamic incorrectly. You start the dynamic by not conveniencing yourself. You go down routes that are only conveniencing for the woman. I said to you guys that in order for you to deal with 8, 9s, and 10s, you have to deal with women from a different place. And the truth is, fellas, how you deal with 8, 9s, and 10s and how you have this dynamic be successful for you is by having a vibrant social life. It's by dealing with women from the beginning from a place that isn't inconveniencing you. I told you guys, do not take women out on dates. Use plausible deniability to get in proximity towards her. Every woman that I dealt with, I get these girls to follow me on errands. Again, I'm not inconveniencing myself. Tell these girls that you're hungry. You're going to go home and make something to eat. Does she want to come? Tell these women that you're hungry, but you've got no food at your home. Ask them, have you got food? Can you cook something for me, please? Your social life will create these dynamics for you. 8, 9s, and 10s, they're aroused by different things. An 8, 9, or a 10 wants to prove to herself that she's superior to other women. So when an 8, 9, or 10 knows 1 or 2 other women that really like you, she will want to prove to herself that she's better than these women. She's of higher rank than these women. And she can get the man that these other women want. She can get the man that these other women are in love with, are infatuated by. She wants to steal the man of other women. She will identify a man who seems unobtainable or out of reach. And she'll want to prove to herself her superiority to other women, or sometimes her superiority to the man, by trying to get this man enrolled onto her control and abuse mechanisms. Most of the 8, 9s, and 10s that I've slept with, they've done it because they've tried to enroll me onto their control and abuse mechanisms, and they were unable to do so. I enrolled them onto my program instead. That wasn't the plan, but that's what I had in store for them. This is truly how you have success with the majority of 8, 9s, and 10s. It's through other dynamics, but you probably won't be able to create these dynamics if you're introverted. You create these dynamics when you're extroverted, when people know you, when you have a social life, when she literally knows other people who like you. Most 8, 9s, and 10s that I've gotten with, they've been the sister, the friend, the cousin of someone. They've been the girlfriend of someone I know. They wanted to prove to themselves that they were better than whoever I was dealing with or whoever likes me. They saw me as a player. They saw me as somebody who was unobtainable, impossible to pin down. So they wanted to prove their superiority over other women by pinning me down. I told you guys, most of the 8, 9s, and 10s I've dealt with were incredibly rude and mean to me. They didn't like me. They thought I was rude. They thought I was a prick. They didn't like me. So they wanted to control and abuse me, and they were unable to do so. These are truly the ways that you deal with 8, 9s, and 10s. You don't typically cold approach an 8, 9, or a 10 and have any success with her. Getting an 8, 9, or a 10's number isn't success. Having a pleasant conversation that the vibe was good isn't success. Spending your money and taking a woman out on a date and it doesn't go nowhere isn't success. These aren't successes. Those aren't wins. Those are the woman's control and abuse mechanisms, or just control mechanisms, or just ways for you to get you to go away. Fellas, it is absolutely important you understand this dynamic of convenience, because you have to understand that the woman perceives the world through power. So she understands the world and perceives the world through convenience, through you. This is why players do so well. And this is why power, choice, and options work so well with the woman. If the woman understands that you can replace her easily, she will feel your power and she will submit to you. As soon as a woman understands that you can't replace her, as soon as a woman understands that you don't have any other options or choice, she sees herself as superior to you because she has options and choice. And what type of a man doesn't have any other options or choice? An inferior man, a weak man, a man with no power. It's typically competition anxiety that arouses the woman in the first place, that gives her the incentive and the motivation to successfully be a woman of convenience for you. When you're dealing with different women, she defeats those women by being the most conveniencing thing, sucking it, cooking for you, rubbing your feet, being available for you, being easy to access for you, somebody that you can depend on, somebody that you can rely on, somebody that you can trust. She wants you to be able to call her and see her when you're free in front of any of the other women that you're dealing with, fellas. And when she's not doing these things for you, but she can identify that you're doing these things for her, she will project. She understands that through her lens. She understands why she's doing that. And so she will see herself in you, and she will see you as weak, inferior, trying to be as convenient for her. She doesn't do these things out of love like you may be doing these things out of love. She does these things from a place of inferiority towards a man. You have to understand a woman's language of power.
Right now, before you think you special, before you think you Mr. Top Tier, before you think you got it like that, before you think you making a dynamic change, you ain't never better than a woman fuck buddy. You ain't never better than a woman fuck buddy. You will never be compared to him. You won't never be better. I don't care. You buy 2 cars for her, pay her bills, pay her rent, take her on a trip, help her with the kids if she got kids, buy all type of clothes, get her hair done and nails done, all that stuff you doing. You ain't never better than a fuck buddy. That dude, she literally said, we can just fuck and you don't have to do shit but me. Do have to do shit for me, but have sex with me. You can never be better than that. You can never be better than him. I don't care what you do. You can never be better than that. For her to sit in her mind and allow herself to have sex with this dude and literally say, dude, you don't got to do shit. Just come through and fuck me. You will never be better than that, bros. You will never be better than that. Just think about what I just said. She dynamically told him, you ain't got to do nothing for me. Just come through and fuck. And matter of fact, she didn't even say it. They just agreed to come through to each other and just do that. He ain't have to do shit, bro. Pay no bills, no nothing. They come, stay on the phone a little bit, meet up and then fuck. And she was okay with that. But when it come to you, you have to do everything inside the motherfucking zoo. You have to be a circus clown and spending money too. You understand what I'm saying? You will never be better than a woman fuck buddy. She literally never got mad at him about anything. When her life got hard, when she couldn't pay her bills, when she didn't have no money, when nobody helped her, or she was struggling, or whatever the case may be, all he had to do was come through and fuck. All he had to do was just come through and fuck. You will never be better than her fuck buddy, bro. I don't care what man you think you is, or how you think you operate, or how you think you move. You will never be better than her fuck buddy. Never. Not one man on earth will ever be better than a woman fuck buddy. Because he literally didn't have to do shit. And he could come through there and get it without doing nothing. And here you is spending out thousands of dollars every month, trying to be this great man, trying to love her, trying to support her and show you care and show. And he literally came through there and it was a mutual agreement. He could just fucking don't have to do nothing.
5 months after my 4-year relationship ended, I found out my ex was 2 months pregnant with another man. So this just shows you how messed up the dating world is, okay? And it shows you how cautious you have to be when meeting someone. Because, you know, I thought she could do no wrong. I thought she was this perfect person when we were together. And that just shows you how much of a facade people can put on, how much they can lie and be narcissistic, and it's scary. You have to really be cautious about who you want to start a relationship with.
Okay, so fellas, I want to remind you of a thing called fate and destiny. An old thing called fate and destiny. This is something I've realized that a lot of men today, they don't have. We operate at this level of urgency. We operate at this level of desire and this level of lust. And it seems that the only people today who has this idea of fate and destiny is the woman. Now, when I say fate and destiny, I don't mean, I'm going to meet my special soulmate, the one who's going to save me from all of my sins and is going to accept me for all of my flaws. I don't mean it like that, right? I told you about the myth of romantic love. What I'm talking about is an idea that you will meet somebody who is convenient for you, and naturally you will also be convenient for that person. This is the type of mindset that a man with power, options, and choice will have. This is also the type of mindset that a man of convenience will have, right? He's not seeking these things from the woman. He's not emotionally outsourcing these things from the woman, right? Simply, he's a busy guy. And when he's free, he wants a woman who is also free. And when you think about it, it's not always necessary for one person to inconvenience themselves for another person. When I deal with a woman, I don't have a desire for her to inconvenience herself for me. And I don't have a desire for me to inconvenience myself for her. I have my own stuff going on, and I'm already working towards the things I'm working towards. So when I'm free, I naturally want a woman who is free when I'm free. I'm not even aware to, nor do I concern myself with how she makes herself free. I just want a woman who is free when I am free. That's the first requirement. The second requirement is that she does the things I like so that I have a natural desire to see her again. Because I am like this, I will always eventually trigger a natural desire in the woman, which is to attempt to inconvenience me so that she can turn me into something that is more convenient for her. But because she won't be able to do this to me, she will naturally begin to feel like she is being subservient to me, like I am of a higher rank than her. And it will remind her of the control and abuse mechanisms she subjects others to, and the control and abuse mechanisms she has been subjected to in the past, or maybe currently today. Maybe her mom, her dad, her siblings, her friends, her ex. This is no game or plan of mine. I simply do not have a desire or need to inconvenience myself for other people. I deal with people from a place of convenience. I always have and I always will. This isn't manipulation, it's just how I see people and socializing in general. I have always been a creature of convenience. I've been surrounded by people my entire life, and I have always been popular. I have always had a conveyor belt of people who want to see me and spend time with me. I don't have a shred of codependency in me. I have never needed anything from another person outside of a good time when I want to spend time with somebody. So, fellas, what you got to understand. The reason why I teach you guys about the Beauty and the Beast archetype is because the beast is a creature of convenience. This is something very obvious for people to see. You got to really understand. All right. And so when I say that the beast represents the animal side in you, right? And, you know, because everybody has two sides to them. You've got the animal side and you've got the civilized side. Right? And the beast is somebody who wholeheartedly operates in his animal side. And when a woman comes face to face with a man like this, she can quickly identify that if she's not a convenience to him, he won't see her. He won't deal with her. He won't give her his time. He solely operates through convenience. When he's not surveying the savannah, pissing on some trees, hunting some food, when he's not doing his shit in the wild to do some socializing, when he's free to have some time with the opposite sex for some hugs and cuddles, kisses, and a laugh, then she wants to be who he comes back home to, right? So have you heard that? You know, I don't care what he does as long as he comes back home to me. You got to understand how primal that is. That's not a civilized thing. That's an animal thing. I don't care what he does as long as he comes back home to me. Please understand where that comes from. And I also want you to understand that a woman never gives that to a man for free, right? The man and the woman goes through some things. This woman would have already been tried to test him. This woman would have already tried to be an inconvenience to him, only for that to not work, only for the cat to not come back because there was no milk, only for her to see the cat around a neighbor's house sipping on that person's milk. So this is a process, it's a journey. That's why I say to you guys, I've never really, I have, but very rarely do I have just a smooth sailing experience with women. Of course not. I'm very triggering to women. I'm very triggering to the woman. My success with 8, 9s, and 10s is because they're so used to men inconveniencing themselves for her. So it's like a world crashing moment when they come face to face with me, somebody who is not going to inconvenience themselves for her at all. I'm just not going to come back round and see you when I'm free. I'm just going to go and see somebody else when I'm free. If I come around here and there's no food and I'm all starving, I'm not going to be happy. You're going to know I'm not going to be happy, and I'm going to leave soon to go and get some food. Am I going to come back? God knows. Who knows? Right? I'm coming around here and there's no cheeks. Well, you know I want some cheeks. Oh yeah, so, but I don't know, whatever excuse that you had going on, so there's no cheeks. Okay, so I'm not just gonna chill here watching Alan Carr on TV. All right, so, all right, mwah. I'll be back. All right, so I'm saying, right, it's like, anyway. So what I'm saying is, the beast doesn't have abuse and control mechanisms for women. He's powerful. Abuse and control mechanisms come from people who are powerless, weak people, manipulative people, people who have urgency, people who need things to validate themselves and to feel good and to approve of themselves so they can look themselves in the mirror. People who need things. If you are inconveniencing yourself for another person, you have an excessive desire. Like, is your life structured even correctly? You don't have any meaning and fulfillment in life and you're not taking your life seriously. You're not taking your life seriously. Like, how are you even able to inconvenience yourself for another person? Right? Are you not focused on meeting your own needs, regulating yourselves, doing the things that give you meaning, doing the things that give you purpose and fulfillment? Are you not serving your why, serving your God? How can you serve your God and also inconvenience your God for something else? You can't. You can't serve two masters. Right? And so what I'm saying is the beast doesn't have abuse and control mechanisms, and that's what works so well on the woman. The woman realizes eventually, wow, he's not trying to abuse and control me. He's not trying to manipulate me. This is just how he is. So I've got a decision to make. It's either I continue to deal with him or I don't. It's just that simple. Right? And sometimes she decides to not deal with him and they part ways. And then she tries to deal with another man. And she doesn't like that man. She doesn't like the weak, subservient man standing before her. Or she doesn't like the man who's trying to enroll her onto control and abuse mechanisms. The man who's pretending to act like the beast, but not actually the beast. So a lot of the time she comes back. This happens to me all of the time, fellas. You don't think if a woman could just accept, if you understand how audacious I am, if you actually understand how difficult I am as a person in general, not just for women, for everybody. For everybody. Right? I'm a hard guy to access. I'm a hard guy to reach. I'm a hard guy. Trust me. I told you guys I'm neurodivergent. I'm a hard guy. I'm a difficult guy. I'm a stereotypical creative. Really, honestly, like I am. You know, like quite unreliable. It's true. Inconsistent, unpredictable, all those things. I'm a hard guy. Right? And in many, many ways, my whole life revolves around my mood. My mood. I'm kind of a man of my word and I'm kind of not, because it depends on how I'm feeling that day. Honestly, that's the most feminine aspect of me. I'm a dysregulated, neurodivergent guy. I know I said I'll do this on Friday, but Friday has come around now, and that's not what I'm going to do this Friday. I'm going to do something else. I'm going to rest this Friday. I'm going to go and do this Friday. It calls upon me that I have to go and I'm going to go and do this instead now. Right? So the woman has a choice. She can either deal with this man or not. And often she chooses not to, but then she comes back. And when she comes back, this is why I tell you guys all of the time, she will always come back on bended knees because, you know, she left, right? And when she comes back, she's come back ready to be a convenience to you now. Now she's like, okay, let me do the things. Let me try. Let me attempt it. And this is my experience with 8, 9s and 10s, right? So a lot of the times, because a lot of men are not like this. A lot of the times I'm their first person that they have to inconvenience themselves for, or their second. Maybe they've got an ex, and now I'm the second one. Like they told themselves they'll never ever inconvenience themselves for another man again, but here they are doing so. And this works on feminists, this works on lesbians, this works on all types of women. I've done it. All right. The woman is a monolith to me. They all act exactly the same to me. Because of how I am, how fixed I am and who I am. They all act exactly the same to me. They have to work around me. It's a decision that they have to make. You can't manipulate me. You can't exploit me. You can't take advantage of me because I don't have any weaknesses. I have no social weaknesses. I have no social desires. I don't have any weaknesses. I already have a lot of people in my life. I already know a lot of people in my life. I have people who are orbiting me. So if I'm here with you, it's because, I don't know, your bum perks the best. Your bum perks nice. You're interesting to me. You're funny to me. You make me laugh. You make me curious. Right? But then at the same time, I'm also a creature of convenience. So this means, are you free when I'm free? Now, I told you, right? So what I experience with women, 8, 9s and 10s, is that they will go out of their way to try to inconvenience me. It's just a ploy to have a sense of power and control, and they don't want to fall so hard for me. They know that how I am, they will fall in love with me massively. And this is why they think I'm abusing and controlling them, because they feel my power. They feel an enrollment onto a power dynamic. But it's not an abuse and control power dynamic. I'm just so much more powerful than you are. I'm so much more stronger than this woman. This woman has all of these fears, all of these anxieties, all of these desires, all of these wishes and hopes. She longs for all of these things. She has all these traumas and PTSDs. I don't have those things. I don't have those things. I'm a creature of convenience. I'm here for a good time. I want some cheeks. I want to clap. I'm here for a good time, literally. Right? And I know what you want as well, because I'm experienced. I know what you want. I know that I know that you will have the best time with me than another man. I know my value as a person, right? You see what I'm trying to say? So, and here I am giving you a chance, giving you an opportunity. You know, and at first they don't fully believe that. And then afterwards they really actually understand that I'm giving them an opportunity. And you have two more strikes, and I'm going to be done with you, and I'm going to go somewhere else. And, you know, you might see me with someone better looking than you, or, right, just as good looking as you, and you know this person is being convenient to me. So when I talk about fate and destiny, fellas, what I'm basically saying is the beast is just a creature of convenience. It's not an abuse and control mechanism. So when you're not lacking anything, you know, you're looking for people who is convenient for you. Are you free when I'm free? Right? And when you're dealing with a woman, you're not going to go out of your way to be a convenience for her. Like, you're just going to be like, look, this is what I offer, innit? I got some dick. I'm going to come back. I hunt, innit? I hunt for a living. So I'm always going to come home with some goat. I'm going to bring some goat home. Right? And when I'm here, I'll protect you. Do you want me to kill someone? I'll kill them for you, innit? Right? I got the long rod for you. Right? And I know you like to snuzzle into me. I know you like my hugs and kisses and stuff like that. You find me funny, don't you? Yeah, my pheromones are in your area, innit? It makes you feel safe for about a week. Yeah, my pheromones in your area, innit? Like, it deters other people. You know, when you spend some time with me, it deters other people away from you. They can smell me on you, and, you know, it protects you. Right? So I know my value and shit like that, innit? I can only be as convenient for you as I can be. So that's the state of fate and destiny, but you can only really be in that position when you're not lacking anything, when you're not seeking anything. Right? So when I'm dealing with a woman, I'm thinking, all right, are you free when I'm free? Are you not free when I'm free? Okay, then I'm going to go and deal with somebody else then. You go deal with somebody else. Why are we killing ourselves? What's the issue here? Obviously we're not a match. We're not a match, but most men can't do that with an 8, 9, or a 10. They're so desperate for an 8, 9, or a 10. They're so desperate for an outcome. They're so desperate for things to go down a certain type of way. That makes them not a creature of convenience. It makes them into a different type of a creature. Someone that's lacking and willing to control and abuse and inconvenience themselves and go out of their way to achieve something with this woman. I'm not willing to do those things. Am I free? Are you free when I'm free? Okay, cool. And so when I'm here, I like a woman who does X, Y, and Z. If you can do X, Y, and Z, I'm going to come back. If you can't do X, Y, and Z, I'm going to go elsewhere. Enjoy your life, my darling. I don't have to hate you. Enjoy your life. I'm going to go and do my thing. Maybe we can be friends. We don't have to dislike each other. We're just not a match. I'm a creature of convenience. I'm looking for something convenient for me. And if you're also telling me you're a creature of convenience and you're looking for somebody convenient for you, then why don't you go back to the last guy that was convenient for you? You're a pretty woman. You know there's all of these men out here that can inconvenience themselves for you. Why don't you just go and deal with them? Why are you here whining in my ear? Why are you here crying? Why are you here angry that I'm not inconveniencing myself for you? Relax. You can't control and abuse me. You're a little girl. you're a little woman, innit? You look cute to me. I like your voice and I like your cheeks. Relax. Like, there's nothing more that I like from you. And if I continue to like you, you see what I'm trying to say? Maybe I might leave it in. You can have the blessing of having one of my little pitney, one of my little children one day. Relax. I'm not enrolling in whatever I'm not buying what you're selling. I know what you're selling. Why don't you continue selling it to those other boys? Why are you here trying to sell it to me knowing that I'm never going to buy this thing from you, innit? Do what you're doing, honey. I respect your hustle. Are you willing to be convenient for me or not? Because I'm just gonna go across the road then. Why don't you go back across the road and deal with that last fella that was inconveniencing themselves for you? That's the nature of the beast. It's not control and abuse mechanisms, right? And that's why I talk about fate and destiny. It's not about no soulmate thing. It's not about, oh, I'm going to make the perfect person. No, it just means that, listen, that there are people that's going to be convenient for me. And there's people that are going to be convenient for you. You meet these people. I meet these women all of the time, right? And then what happens, as I said, is that they start going out of their way to try to inconvenience you, to claim some power, right? So it really is. I'm busy. Close the door. It really is that simple. If that makes sense, hope that makes sense to you. Hope that makes sense to you. You know, I start these videos very, very strong, and towards the end, I lose my source, I lose my energy a little bit. I'm in a heat wave. I get tired after a while. My brain starts to hurt. I start slurring my words. But I love you guys so much, right? Please leave a like, leave a comment. Please continue the fantastic support. I still got this note of this note of all of my greatest supporters. I want you guys to actually understand that, fellas. Like, I love you guys so much. Like, thank you guys for supporting me. I remember you guys who've been supporting me from day one. I can click on your name and I can see all of your comments and all of the previous support that you've given me. That's why it's so easy for me to block people. I see one comment I don't like, I click on it, and I see you've left other comments or other videos I don't like. I'm gonna block you. I just don't like you, innit? I'm not your daddy. You don't have to be here. Get out of here, bruv. You don't have to be here. I'd rather you not watch my videos than me have to continuously click and see your stupid username and your stupid comments and your stupid perspectives. I'd just rather never see you again, so I'll block it. Right, but I can also see you guys who always leave me positive comments, and you gotta understand, once I sort my life out and organize myself, because I'm really disorganized at the moment, I'm juggling so many things. I have multiple children. I'm always expecting more children. You guys have no idea the situations that I'm in right now. Which is a crazy ass situation. I'm doing stuff always, 24/7, doing stuff, trust me. Yeah, when it's all said and done, I'm probably gonna have like 10 kids. Anyway, that's for a different story. All right, very busy out here. I have a big demand. What I do is not no throwaway thing. Please understand that. What I do is very serious. People are really, really looking to me to the most sensitive, intimate details of their life. I have to give them my attention massively. I'm giving my clients that I have my attention massively. I'm really, really dealing. What I do is, I'm dealing with people in very vulnerable states. So I have to give them my attention. It could be I love it and I'm passionate about it. It's my passion, but it could be very exhausting because I'm having to empathize and sympathize and use all of my resources to really, truly help people, and as I said, I've been getting about 4 to 5 inquiries a day. All right. So I'm implementing systems. I'm implementing structures to try and help myself, to try to organize myself. So just give me some period of time, my fellas. Please do not be annoyed that I'm not replying to you. Please continue to exercise some patience. I'm just one man and I'm doing other things, right? So I'm going to get round to you and stuff like that. That you guys that have waited and shit like that. Please. Love you guys so much. Thank you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you on the next one.